What's up guys, Sammy here, and today I've got an unboxing and review of the QNAP TVS-682 network attached storage unit. But first off, just want to say thanks to the sponsor for this video, Western Digital, for providing 4 6TB Red Pro NAS drives, and you can find a link in the description of this video to find out more about their lineup of NAS drives. So let's get into the unboxing portion, and as we can see we have a nice welcoming message. Underneath we'll find a few things including an AC power adapter as well as the unit itself, which is packaged pretty nicely. After removing the wrap from the front, we'll find the only glossy finish to the unit, which features LED indicator lights to let you know the status of any drives installed. Next up, we'll find a couple of thermal heat pads and screws for the M.2 SSDs. That's right, you can install up to 2 M.2 SSDs, however NVMe is not supported unfortunately. You can also find a few 2.5-inch SSD screws included. Of course, we've also got that standard QNAP IR remote included for use with QNAP's HD station interface, which is used through any one of the 3 HDMI ports located on the back of the unit. Also included is 2 10GB Ethernet cables and 4 standard 1GB Ethernet cables, which can be configured for port trunking if your router/switch supports it. Lastly included is a thank you note and the quick start guide for installation of your NAS drives and walkthrough of setting up things. Taking a first look at the front of the QNAP TVS-682, we'll find 2 2.5-inch SSD and 4 3.5-inch HDD hot swappable trays. Below the QNAP logo, we can see it features a triple mode storage array for support of Thunderbolt DAS, NAS and iSCSI SAN. Below that, you'll find a USB 3.0 port for quick transfers between USB storage and the unit. And above that, we'll find a hidden button to power up the unit. Note, you'll know the power of the unit is powered on when a green LED light is shown. Looking at the back of the QNAP TVS-682, we'll find that 10GB Ethernet card for support up to 2 10GB Ethernet cables. Again, we'll also find 2 Thunderbolt ports for support of up to 20 gigabits per second per cable for both read and writes. That's per single cable. Directly below that, we'll find 4 USB 3.0 ports for expansion of storage, 2 microphone ports for use with voice applications such as QNAP's Ocean KTV karaoke console, a 3.5mm port for audio out, 4 standard 1GB Ethernet ports, 3 HDMI ports, one of which supports HDMI 2.0B for support of up to 4K at 60 FPS. And lastly, on the back, apart from the fans themselves, you'll find a Kensington lock port and the power supply. Speaking of fan performance, I noticed the unit, either under idle, is considerably loud, so if you plan to use this as a home entertainment unit, I'd recommend moving it to a sound tight location. Again, this is because of the system fan, which has one 8cm fan and one 9cm CPU fan. Below the unit, you'll find some strong rubber feet and ventilation, installation of the M.2 SSD drives, and if you plan to install extra RAM is quite simple also. After removing the screws at the back of the NAS, you'll need to lift the metal chassis, which slides off, then unscrew the system fan and push the release tab to lift the fan. When you've done that, you'll find that you have access for installing up to 2 M.2 SSD drives and up to 64GB of DDR4 RAM. I also have the feeling that if you wanted to, you could possibly upgrade the CPU. Speaking of specifications, the unit comes with an Intel Core i3-6100 CPU with onboard Intel HD 530 graphics, and so I set up the 4 6TB Western Digital Red Pro NAS drives in a RAID 5 configuration, giving me around 16TB of usable space, but the peace of mind knowing my data should be safe in the event one of the drives fail, as well as the performance benefits. I was really impressed with the performance from the QNAP TVS-682T, where it definitely shined in performance through its Thunderbolt connection in NFS and SMB mode. Ethernet wasn't too bad for general photography use, however video editing at least through Final Cut Pro X wasn't possible. This probably could be fixed though with some tweaking. Wireless performance as you'd expect, wasn't impressive at all, but I can't really fault the unit here, but I figured I'd still give you some benchmark numbers. Video editing through Thunderbolt was a pleasure to work with. Not only did I not have any issues with playback, scrubbing the timeline was a breeze, and export rendering to and from the NAS was if not close to my MacBook Pro's PCI SSD, as shown in the benchmark screen. If you're anything like me, you like to have all of your media sorted and easily viewable on many different devices. Plex is one of those applications that is a must-have on any NAS, and I was really pleased from the get-go with the performance of playback, where I was able to watch high-end H.265/HEVC content, which usually requires a high-end CPU, and I have no doubts that it'll perform great with a 4K TV at 60 FPS as well. Transcoding to the multiple devices worked as you'd expect, and having fiber internet now allows me to access my media on the go with the option of transcoding when I need to. Scanning of media is quick and easy, and I've set it up so it'll pretty much be all automated, which saves me a ton of work organizing it. If you've never used QNAP's QTS dashboard, you'll be impressed with its features, particularly its interface, which works through your web browser and feels like a secondary operating system. This makes it easy to navigate to the things that you want to get to, for example, checking the status of your drives, space available, and network functions. You're also able to install a wide variety of apps to enhance the functionality of your NAS. If you want to go a step further, you can install QNAP's virtualization station to install additional operating systems and run them remotely from anywhere where you have internet access. You also have the option of installing QNAP's HD station, which allows you to use any one of the free HDMI ports located on the back of the unit. The clean interface allows users to use the IR remote to access all of your media in a home entertainment environment. And you have the option of installing further apps to extend that experience, for example, installing Plex Home Theater or Kodi. QNAP also have mini apps for iOS and Android devices for pretty much any type of application you need, whether that be monitoring or accessing data on your NAS remotely, or just about anything. As I've said in the past QNAP review videos, I would also like to see a universal app which covers all of the apps available to simplify the experience, but I do like the apps and they function as you'd expect. However, no product is without its issues, and in my testing I did experience a few issues which I wasn't able to resolve. First off, there is the continued issue of not being able to use the quick start code in order to set up the NAS. I've expressed this in past QNAP reviews, and even on multiple routers I've experienced the same type of issue, setting up where the only option is to use QNAP's QFinder Pro application. The other issue I experienced with the NAS was with the AFP network protocol, and in my testing of this review, each time I tried to access it, even with it being enabled in services, it would not connect. However, I have a feeling there could be some compatibility issues with macOS Sierra that could possibly be fixed in the future. QNAP have a really great lineup of NAS hardware units, and the TVS lineup is no slouch. The QNAP TVS-682 is great for video editors, photographers, and businesses. If you're after more storage expansion, there is also the option of the TVS-682T, which comes with an i5-6500 3.2 GHz quad-core processor, 16 GB of DDR4 RAM, and 6 3.5 HDD slots. One step further is the TVS-1282T, which comes with the option of an i5-6500 or an i7-6700 3.2 GHz quad-core CPU. 16 GB of RAM, 32 GB of RAM, or 64 GB of DDR4 RAM. And 4 2.5-inch SSDs slots and 8 3.5-inch HDD slots, giving you a ton of total expansion. You can go even further with the expansion of expansion drives as well. I've really enjoyed using QNAP's NAS units in the past, and this by far has been one of the best experiences. From its fast processor and its support for Thunderbolt, I can see this being updated in the future to support Thunderbolt 3 for speeds of up to 40 gigabits per second per cable. But for now, this works really nicely and allows me to edit my videos, access my data and media easily and efficiently. While on the pricey side, if you're looking for the best network attached storage, you can't really go wrong with the QNAP TVS-682T. But that's going to wrap it up for this unboxing and review. But want to say a big thanks to Western Digital for sponsoring this video. Again, you'll find a link in the description of this video of their lineup of NAS drives and a link to where you can purchase them. I'd also like to thank QNAP for sending out the QNAP TVS-682T for this video review, and you can find a link about their TVS lineup and where to purchase as well below in the video description. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give the video a like, subscribe for more reviews, and leave a comment below on what you think of the QNAP TVS-682T. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.